Hey, how's it going, YouTube? We're going to do a quick tutorial slash demo on doing some lo-fi guitars here in Pro Tools. Check it out. So this is the part that I'm working with right now. Cool. So it actually is already pretty wet. The recording chain is my guitar through some pedals. So I have a Big Sky and a Timeline that have some effects on there. And it's going into an amplifier. And that amplifier is going from the line out into a Shure Reactive Load DI box. But I'm actually not using, sorry, it's not a DI box. It's a Shure Reactive Load IR. So it has a cab simulator, but I'm actually just using the line out function so that I can put my own cabs here with the GGD Cabzilla. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's a bunch of cool mics and speakers here that you can mess with, and you can get really interesting sounds and be able to change them later on if you decide to do that rather than printing it. So that's pretty sweet. And for the purposes of this demo, we're going to be doing 3 plugins here to get some lo-fi effects for an instrumental intro. I thought this would be fun. It's a very trendy sound. And the first plugin is very famous, probably the most popular lo-fi plugin for good reason. It's just a breeze to use. And I'm going to actually do my best to demo these, just kind of started from scratch, so I've initialized the patch. So check it out. Here's Retro Color. I'm going to kind of go systematically, and you can get an idea of how to dial this into your liking. So we're going to add some noise first. I actually like to engage this pre so that it goes through the filter, but you can do that to your liking. I actually don't like too much noise here, but check it out. You can get interesting flanging effects. It can be very intense and cause some phase issues here, so we're going to be really careful with this. I find that I like to go at about 10% for everything, but that's just me. So let's distort it. I like tube. Let's do. Pretty dope. So at this point, I'm gonna shave some stuff off with the cut. This tone function is extremely powerful. I'm gonna crank up this shelf. Now that we're cutting some stuff here, well, we're boosting the tone, but so this is just basically doing like a high shelf, so we get extra highs, but we're cutting the highs here before that, and so we get a little bit of leeway to add some more distortion if you're interested in doing that. It's not quite as noticeable when we got that going, but it sounds pretty good around 15. I like that. Space, I'm gonna stay away from because I don't really think I need extra reverb, but here's what it sounds like. That's pretty dope. I find that you have to dial this focus kind of carefully with the reverb. I don't particularly care for like very bright sounding reverb, but I'm gonna leave this off for now. I think there's already plenty of reverb just from the pedals. Magnetic is cool, but you have to be pretty careful with. So I'm gonna turn this off. So yeah, I think this is pretty similar to what I usually dial it in to as far as like the settings go. It's a sweet plugin, you really can't go wrong. So I'm gonna deactivate that, and let's check out Futz Box. This is another classic plugin, and This one does not have, to my knowledge, any type of like modulation. There's really nothing quite like RC20 that I found, but this plugin is extremely powerful as well. So we're gonna mess around with it a little bit. My favorite area is over here in the simulation. So check this out. I'm just gonna loop it and go through some stuff. You have to turn these little modules on here as well. This plugin has a lot of little like details, so it's easy to miss some of this stuff. But check it out; it's super super dope. It's already sweet. These simulations can get a little bit harsh, but it's very powerful because you can get unique EQ curves with just browsing around through here. It's pretty sick. Depending on the instrument or vocals, you'll find things that work best for certain things. This distortion section gets pretty intense pretty quick. Pretty cool. Let me compare that to what I just did on the RC20. Let's just see what's up. Oh, sorry, I didn't need to deactivate it. I'm deactivating using Control and Command on Mac. And then if you just hit Command, you can bypass it. The reason why I deactivate, in case you're wondering, is to save CPU. I've kind of got in the habit of doing that. But here's our RC20 effect. Here's our Futz Box effect that we quickly dialed in, but pretty distorted. Great, can't go wrong. Two very good plugins. I'm gonna deactivate them. Third plugin, actually, truth be told, I don't even own this yet, but I used to use Reason when I was a little kid, and I saw this came out as a AAX or VST or whatever attachment, and it's plugin rather, and it's super awesome, especially for making lo-fi effects. Plus, you get all this stuff in the rack, or you can kind of assemble your own rack. So check it out, Automatic Retro Transformer. Yeah, that's fire. A lot of cool stuff we can do. This plugin's amazing. Super solid sounding. I'm a big fan. So there you go. We did a little bit of RC20, Futz Box, and Reason Rack plugin with their Audiomatic Transformer chorus. So ultimately, you don't really need any fancy plugins to do any of this. We're literally just using distortion, chorus effect, some noise, and an EQ. We're probably going to do a whole other video just doing this from scratch without any fancy plugins just to demonstrate that, because literally all you need is an EQ and just a bunch of stock plugins and you can make crazy lo-fi effects from scratch if you know what you're doing. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know if you have any other ideas or other plugins to check out in the comments. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Happy music making.